Hello and welcome to One Cricket Live. Plenty of drama, plenty of anticipation in the past 2 days. India beating Netherlands, Pakistan getting a thrashing against Zimbabwe, and today, आज हमने देखा कि two of the matches which got spoil sported by rain. Joining me is Arjun Bhalla and Prabodha Bhattacharya. Not very new faces. If you are a permanent one with this channel, so Arjun, firstly, India winning against Netherlands. What are your views? Pretty easy one by easy margins.
Yeah, it was obviously on the cards, but Zimbabwe beating Pakistan is something that nobody expected. And secondly, I want to say it's Prabhuda Bhattacharji. But
Uh,
Prabhuda seems annoyed at the moment. But how do you guys are seeing how the group A has opened up, group one has opened up due to the spoil sport due to rain? What do you
Group one
guys are?
is, I think, very, very wide open now. As we see, New Zealand, England, Ireland, Australia all are on 3 points. और श्रीलंका और अफगानिस्तान दो दो पॉइंट्स में है, तो अभी इक्वेशंस मतलब बहुत वेरी करने वाले हैं, इधर से कौन जाएगा कौन नहीं जाएगा, सब कुछ एक दूसरे के ऊपर डिपेंडेंट है. तो ये जो मैच है इंग्लैंड का, मतलब इंग्लैंड नहीं खेली, उनको पॉइंट शेयर हो गया, इस वजह से थोड़ा उनको ही प्रॉब्लम हुआ आई थिंक, बिकॉज देयर नेक्स्ट टू मैचेस आर अगेंस्ट न्यूजीलैंड एंड श्रीलंका एंड इट्स गोइंग टू बी टफ फॉर देम.
and yes,
जैसे
absolutely. I
आज
think
हम लोग we guys were talking and as we all know कि अरिजीत is a huge Australia fan, but before the मतलब दोनों गेम से पहले we were talking about कि what if आयरलैंड आगे चले जाए. आयरलैंड अब ये स्टेट बन रहा है थोड़ा थोड़ा, मतलब would be a huge turnaround, मतलब would be a huge fairy tale जैसे हम क्रिकेट में कहते हैं, but can that happen? What do you guys think?
I think yes, it is possible. देखो, Ireland they have played some immense, very good cricket in the last couple of months, if said, and unke like they were very much brilliant in the last couple of matches. The recent win against England, I think there were a lot of them who were telling it as an upset, but I see that it wasn't an upset because पहले भी काफी time Ireland has beaten England. Even in the 50 over World Cup in 2011, we saw that happen. Even in recent times, also in T20, I guess it happened. Uh, so Ireland, and if you look at how the team has gelled, I think it's a good. They are a very balanced side. But अगर हम बात करते the matches that they have in the next, that is against Australia and New Zealand. So those are big games, and again, Ireland would be a dark horse in those encounters. That is what I suggest. अगर Ireland versus Australia, Australia does look like the heavyweight, but you can't, Ireland को आप बाहर नहीं कर सकते हो गेम से. They have been playing really some fascinating amount of cricket, and again they have another match against New Zealand. So that is also going to be one of the. I feel it's going to be one of the finest encounters, and जब वो मैच आएगा, I think there will be a lot of shuffling in the points table, and it will be dependent on like इसको जीतना है तो ये जा सकता है, ये हारेगा तो there will be other team that might go. So it's getting up interesting actually.
Prabhuda, your thoughts?
I would say that upsets like Ireland defeating England, this kind of things happen once or twice in every tournament. We see upsets like this. I don't see Ireland defeating the other two teams, means Australia and New Zealand, in the
No,
tournament.
no, no.
And
You
I
can't
feel
say that. No, you can't say that. T20 World Cup में इंग्लैंड ने अभी तक किसी भी यूरोपियन नेशन को नहीं हराया. So I don't think.
लेकिन आयरलैंड, इंग्लैंड ने हराया नहीं, वो तो हो गया है. आयरलैंड का मैचेस जो अभी है वो न्यूजीलैंड और ऑस्ट्रेलिया के खिलाफ है. आई एम सीइंग दैट न्यूजीलैंड एंड ऑस्ट्रेलिया मोस्ट प्रोबेबली आर गोइंग टू क्वालिफाई फ्रॉम ग्रुप वन.
It's a
So
tough
if
one.
it would be a great thing for Ireland cricket, but what do you think? What do you think? अगर Ireland proceed कर जाए, which is मतलब अभी भी I think 10-20% chances भी नहीं है. मतलब if we bring in सारे permutation and cricketing permutation and combinations, but what do you think? Would it be as similar as जो 2003 में केन्या के साथ हुआ था? या was Kenya
Yes,
far better?
a dream run for them. A dream run for them.
Okay, so there is a question. Pakistan's qualification scenario: India versus South Africa. South Africa lose. Pakistan versus South Africa lose. If we win next three matches, we'll qualify 6 points, and South Africa will have 5 points. Oh, so he's trolling
हाँ, तो
Pakistan, I guess.
अभी 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 पाकिस्तान का क्वालिफिकेशन सिनेरियो वही है कि दे हैव टू विन ऑल द 3 मैचेस और उधर उनको साउथ अफ्रीका के ऊपर डिपेंड करना होगा कि वो अपने मैचेस हारे. सो इट्स
हाँ,
वेरी टफ.
वो ज्यादा डिपेंड करेंगे कि हाउ इंडिया परफॉर्म्स.
Yes, if India wins against South Africa, Pakistan is nearly out of the tournament.
सो अजय अहिरे का कमेंट है यहाँ पे कि व्हाट अबाउट इंडिया वर्सेस न्यूजीलैंड सेमीफाइनल वंस अगेन. उसके लिए आई थिंक न्यूजीलैंड हैव टू बी एट द सेकंड इन द पॉइंट्स टेबल एंड इंडिया हैज टू बी इन द टॉप. इंडिया टॉप तो हो सकता है क्योंकि अगले जो मैचेस है बेयरिंग साउथ अफ्रीका, आई थिंक दैट शुड बी क्वाइट एन इजी वन. यू रेकन गाइस?
Yes, I feel so. Even I think India, the kind of form India has picked up early in the tournament, I think they will defeat South Africa also.
But
What's your take, Arjun?
I think India's feet shiver while facing New Zealand. Of late, we have seen that.
And
मतलब
there's
as an Indian fan,
one thing to notice that India versus South Africa is happening at Perth. So
yeah,
I think we
yeah.
all are aware of the bouncy tracks of Perth, and we have seen how Harry Stoff, Mark Wood, they have delivered in the last few games. So South African attack, Anrik Nokia, Kagiso Rabada, Lungi Ngidi, even Wayne Parnell was seen in the match. So how do you guys see? You see the Indian batters, facing them properly, or you see them struggling?
I definitely see KL Rahul struggling. मुझे लगता
Okay.
है केएल राहुल फिर से स्ट्रगल करने वाले हैं एंड एज आई हैव ऑलवेज सेड ही इज द मैन टू परफॉर्म व्हेन देयर इज नो प्रेशर.
Well, Shakib Kapil
Perth
has
में
got a comment
Perth में
over there. England is out of the.
England faced Afghanistan, no? Perth में.
Yes, I think so.
So I think हम लोग we would मतलब we'll play better. India would play better क्योंकि जो मर्जी कह लो कि केएल राहुल आउट ऑफ फॉर्म है या जो मर्जी है, बट हम लोगों के जो बैटर्स हैं दे आर फार बेटर बैकफुट प्लेयर्स देन अफगानिस्तान और पाकिस्तान. सो आई थिंक हम लोग बेटर विल
I
फेयर
also
बेटर.
think so. I also think so.
Yeah, second with Arjun. Definitely, they have a very good backfoot players. But again, like we'll just move towards the comment section at the moment. I think Shakir Jamil is asking, England is out of the competition. What are your thoughts, Prabudha? Anything that you would like to say? Also,
Uh,
Arjun.
I would say that at present England has a better net run rate than Australia. So they need to win their next 2 games to qualify for the next round. But their next 2 games are against New Zealand and Sri Lanka. It's going to be tough.
और यहाँ समीर सोराठला, is that okay? Samir Soratia is asking, can Australia qualify for semi-finals? Yes, definitely they can qualify for semi-finals, and I think Prabhuda has said the equation. If you look at the next couple of games of Australia, I think they are not those big nations, those big names, but yes. Keeping out the performances, like there are a lot of teams, who are low at the ICC rankings, but they are really performing well. So, but again, I feel Australia has games where they can surely defeat the other ones. And after the last win against Sri Lanka, they definitely looks in the groove.
What's your take, Arjun?
I think Australia won't be going to the semis. मतलब वही वाला बात है जो हम ऑफ द कैमरा बातें
Do you think that means Australia at this present stage needs to needs to win both the matches by big margins, and the matches are against Ireland and Afghanistan? Do you think Australia won't be able to do it?
we can do it, but वही वाला चीज़ है ना, what we think is जो हम ऑफ द कैमरा बातें कर रहे थे कि जो उन लोगों का प्रिपरेशन, चाहे दे weren't the favorites last time around भी, चलो इस बारी दे आर द फेवरेट्स, दे वर वन ऑफ द फेवरेट्स, बट वही वाला बात है जो लास्ट वर्ल्ड कप से अभी तक के लिए दे डिडंट मतलब जो रन अप में जो प्रिपरेशन होता है वो इतना आई डोंट थिंक इतना अच्छा था. दे डिडंट प्ले दैट मच ऑफ T20 क्रिकेट एंड टीम कॉम्बिनेशन तो ऑफ लेट सीरीज तक भी इतना मतलब व्हेन दे टूर्ड इंडिया बहुत डिसबैलेंस था. एंड इंडिया में दे बैग्ड कैमरन ग्रीन, अब वो स्क्वाड में भी है बट दे आरंट प्लेइंग हिम.
But they can't slot him in. So
They
would you
can
like to
slot
move
him.
into the?
I surely think they can slot him in.
But I don't think that the management would, because you can't drop the captain Aaron Finch if that was the solution for you, Arjun.
Yeah, but You guys are only talking about not dropping off KL Rahul after two failures. So why can't one drop off Warner or a Finch?
No, the basic thing is KL Rahul is not a failure in only last two matches. If you see his performance in the World Cup, he has performed against Namibia, Scotland, and Afghanistan, or Pakistan,
or New Zealand.
Pakistan, New Zealand. Even if you see the Asia Cup performances, Sri Lanka, in सबके खिलाफ इनका failure है. So I was just saying कि he is a man who performs well, who is a great batter, but not under pressure.
Okay, so एक बार next question ले लेते हैं. Which is Virat and Rohit should try openers in the upcoming game against South Africa. They can try it, but and it's from Sandeep Rajuji. So what I think is, I think it's high time to slot in Pant instead of Rahul. मतलब
But I think that the way the Indian team management has gone about making the team and gone about the compositions of the team, I don't think they are going to experiment too much. We are again going to see KL Rahul and Rohit Sharma, and especially KL Rahul needs a bit of time before, so that before the semi-finals we can get back the Rahul we know or we expect.
But it's high time here. We should slot in Pant somehow. He isn't someone who should be seated out.
But again, if KL Rahul is to be dropped, I think he's the vice captain of the team, right? So after two matches, I don't think the management is gonna drop the vice captain. I think they're gonna give them some more game time. Like this has been the case in the last for a couple of players also.
Okay, we have another question from Sunil. He's asking, can Zimbabwe make it to semifinals? So,
See, if we see the equation for Zimbabwe, it's quite simple. They have three matches left: Bangladesh, Netherlands, and India, and they need to win two to qualify for the semis. Now, the fact is that अब ये बांग्लादेश और नेदरलैंड्स और इंडिया में से कौन से दो मैच जीत पाते हैं और
अच्छा,
क्या होता है इक्वेशंस.
what if India और South Africa वाला बारिश से धुल जाए and they beat Netherlands?
अभी we are not counting rain that much into our the equations that we are telling. अगर rain
We
comes
should
in,
count in.
then
We
lot
should
of things
count
can.
in. As per the professionals and जो भी weather वाले people, one of three games has to wash out. इतना prediction करा हुआ है. So what do you think?
So उसके बाद अगर ऐसा होता है then बहुत equations change होंगे, बहुत dynamisms change होंगे. So we can't say until a 2 or 3 more clashes go by कि कौन qualify कर रहा है. लेकिन the next question जो मैं देख रहा हूँ comment box में है कि so now it's over for Pakistan. We can say 80% it's over for Pakistan. And the
I
question
think
was,
Shoaib Akhtar gave a epic he gave the reply to everyone in his YouTube channel. I think he said that it's all over for Pakistan. If not technically, then but virtually it has been. So I think
क्योंकि
Mohammad.
मोराल बहुत लो हो गया होगा ना obviously after losing to someone like मतलब after losing to a team like Zimbabwe you can't
And they
you
still
don't
have
expect like
yeah, Arjun, and they still have games like against South Africa, and also have like against Bangladesh. So these are teams who can like it can be they are a very unpredictable team, but they can defeat South Africa. Of course, they can. But again, things can be either ways also.
so I see a comment from Shakir Jamil. Prabhuda, you were backing Pakistan for semis. Are you okay? टूर्नामेंट में आने से पहले उन लोगों का टीम कंपोजिशन अच्छा दिख रहा था. आई वाज नॉट बैकिंग देम टू बी चैंपियंस और समथिंग. आई वाज जस्ट गोइंग बाय द ऑन पेपर रिकॉर्ड. तो अभी जाके उधर जो मैंने बोला था कि उनका मिडिल ऑर्डर बहुत वीक है, तो वही एक्सपोज्ड हुआ है दोनों मैचेस में, स्पेशली इन द जिम्बाब्वे मैच. सो द रिजल्ट इज आउट इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू.
Mahi Palakani has a question. Is Australia will qualify for the semis? I think Prabhuda had already answered it. And yes, they does have the chance. And I think there are a couple of people who are backing Australia to go into the semis as well.
but we are calculating too early क्या पता जिम्बाब्वे ही जिम्बाब्वे कह रहा हूँ न्यूजीलैंड ही नॉकआउट हो जाए ऑस्ट्रेलिया इंग्लैंड दोनों ही आ जाए.
But that seems quite improbable at this moment.
But it's cricket, man. Anything is possible.
Yes,
and it's
yes,
too
of
early.
course, of course. Cricket is a game of uncertainties.
Okay, so we'll record this. मतलब इसका हम शॉर्ट वगैरह है कुछ भी निकाल सकते हैं. What do you think? अरिजीत टॉप 4 कौन होने वाले हैं 4 सेमीफाइनल स्पॉट्स के लिए?
From the first group, I think New Zealand is surely going to make it, and I will back Australia because the games like जो अगले game है उनके they don't have huge clashes, like not so huge encounters. If you look at the profile of the oppositions, So it should be New Zealand and Australia for me. And from the second group, India is a definite choice. And I feel either of Zimbabwe or South Africa can make it. Like there's one interesting thing that I came
Zimbabwe.
across in social media today, and that is Ravi Bopara's chat with Sikandar Raza. Like they were having a chat. I think it was few days before, or just ahead of the World Cup maybe. So Bopara or someone just messaged ki Zimbabwe as the World Cup champions, and Sikandar Raza was like, "You can't write us off." Like this is not exactly what literally he said, but the meaning was this.
Okay. So there is another question. What if India win against South Africa? Then chances for Pakistan for is zero, right? Zero, right, bro? Nahin. If India beats India beats South Africa, and from that clash, कि पाकिस्तान beats साउथ अफ्रीका, तो ऑब्वियसली उनके चांसेस बढ़ जाएंगे पाकिस्तान के. वो पूरी तरह से डिपेंड करेगा कि पाकिस्तान हैव टू विन ऑल ऑफ देयर 3 गेम्स एंड दे हैव टू प्रे कि इंडिया हरा दे साउथ अफ्रीका को. बट आई
But if
थिंक
South Africa defeat India, then Pakistan is nearly out of the tournament.
बट एक और चीज वी नीड टू कीप इन माइंड, जब दे हैव देयर वॉल्स अगेंस्ट देयर बैक्स अगेंस्ट द वॉल, एंड जब वो आते हैं तो वो फिर टूर्नामेंट ही जीतते हैं. हमने 92 में भी
बहुत
देखा, हमने 2017 में भी देखा था.
हाँ, ये तो है.
बहुत ही अच्छा पॉइंट है अर्जुन. आई थिंक इट्स अ वेरी स्ट्रांग पॉइंट. एंड बट क्या उनके पास वो लाइक दे विल ब्रिंग दैट फायर पावर इन, बिकॉज पहले तो लाइक टूर्नामेंट में आके ही इंडिया से हारा है. दैट वाज अ वेरी बिग जर्क टू देम, लाइक अ वेरी jolt. And then coming into and again getting a thrashing against Zimbabwe. So it depends like how the team takes it and how they bounces back. Do you see that
So
this thing, the knack of bouncing back in this side led by Babar Azam?
I think they can do that. They can do that. मतलब क्योंकि we heard Babar Azam and Shan Masood post the game, and मतलब they are the senior pros, and वो लोग confident लग रहे थे. बस वही है कि उनका जो मीडिया ना बहुत डिमोटिवेट कर देता है. एटलीस्ट चलो बायलैटरल वगैरह या ऑफ सीजन या कभी भी आप क्रिटिसाइज कर लो, बट जब पूरा दुनिया आपको सुन रहा है, देख रहा है, और योर टीम्स नीड योर बैकिंग द मोस्ट, आपको इतना नहीं बोलना चाहिए शायद.
As means just a moment ago, Arijit mentioned about Shoaib Akhtar's life. तो मैं आप दोनों को एक चीज याद दिलाना चाहूंगा उसी वीडियो से, एंड आई वुड लाइक टू टेक योर व्यूज ऑन दैट. शोएब अख्तर ने कहा कि इंडिया भी कोई ज्यादा 30 मार खान नहीं है, एंड दे विल play semi-finals and return home. What is your take on this? But I would ask Arijit,
I
what is your take on this?
I think that is absolutely bullshit, to be honest. I think, sorry, spare me for my words. But like, man mein kuch bhi aa jaye, you say it. I think uh, Pakistan, like, see, both the teams are very good team on paper. But yes, in a T20 game, anything can happen, and more or less, if there will always be setbacks at certain point of time. You need to bounce back. But out of nowhere, you're telling कि इंडिया भी कोई 30 मान खान नहीं है, and उनके साथ भी वैसा होगा. I think that is nothing but to gain public attraction.
And what's your take, Arjun?
एक बारी आप क्वेश्चन ले लीजिए, फिर मैं अपना टेक बताता हूँ.
Samir Soradia again. If England won world matches, then Australia out or not? I don't think if England win their matches, yes, of course, Australia will be under pressure because of their negative net run rate. But it depends on how Australia plays in their last 2 matches.
And England के जो next 2 matches हैं, they are very good encounters. Like England versus New Zealand, and then England versus Sri Lanka. And Sri Lanka is the Asian champions at the moment, and you can't,
Write them
just
off.
yes, write them off. So I think the things are going to be tough. But yes, obviously England can make this happen. But again, I feel that Australia have a better chance to qualify.
नेक्स्ट
Sunil, का एक
क्वेश्चन भी
question.
लेना है.
Next,
हाँ.
Ireland versus Australia, and New Zealand can repeat like England. What do you take, guys?
I don't see Ireland defeating Australia at least. New Zealand can be a good contest because Australia in their home field, I don't think so.
And मतलब I'll be back. I'll be rooting for a fairy tale in this World Cup. Would be great seeing someone like Ireland or Zimbabwe making to the semis. Would be great for that nation at
Interesting
least.
question. Yes, it's an interesting question. The next one, Shubham Mukherjee ने किया है question. If in case एक group के सारे matches washed out हो जाए, every team will be on same point. So how will they decide? First of all, अभी जो situation है इसके बाद all the teams will not be on the same point, I think. And even if they are, all the teams have some net run rate in their account that will be
Of course.
counted in. That's I think yes.
South Africa will go through, of course.
Yeah, of course, with a +5 net run rate.
Uh, what are the chances of Bangladesh in your point of view? I I I'll beg, I'll say I am sorry पहले तो, but Bangladesh नहीं, मतलब they are a good team in ODI cricket, but they need to work बहुत ज़्यादा in T20 cricket. Is what I feel. And
I would say one thing. I would like to ask you both one thing: is Bangladesh's captain Sakib Al Hasan confident enough that their team can do something in this tournament?
यार
Shakib
दे
recently
हैव
given a
बीन, मतलब वो बहुत बड़ी बड़ी बातें करते हैं वो, लास्ट अभी एशिया कप में भी श्रीलंका के अगेंस्ट, एंड देन अभी यू नीड टू बी कॉन्फिडेंट, एंड मतलब सिकंदर हसन ने भी बोला, बट उसने गेम के बाद बोला कि हम कि वी न्यू कि वी कैन थ्रैश पाकिस्तान आउट, एंड इन्होंने भी ये बोला, जैसे अभी शाकिब की स्टेटमेंट आया था साउथ अफ्रीका गेम से पहले कि प्रेशर ऑन बी ऑन साउथ अफ्रीका, यू कांट इतना बड़ा क्लेम नहीं कर सकते व्हेन यू आर गोइंग टू फेस समबडी लाइक, अब अपने बाकी 10 प्लेयर्स पे प्रेशर डाल रहे हो.
So Shashikant has a question. Surveer, that is Surya and Virat, will be the key factor in upcoming matches for India. What are your thoughts?
Absolutely, absolutely. With Virat Kohli in his dream form, regaining his form, and in the second best stint of his life, Virat is of course going to be the key. And if Surya plays the way he does, he doesn't try those extra things under pressure. I think this uh, quite an innovative name, in fact, Surveer,
Okay.
and I think
Okay,
Surveer is
I
going to.
have my personal question for you. मोहाली बेटर था या फिर मेलबर्न विराट के लिए?
I would say Melbourne against Pakistan.
अरिजीत
Melbourne. Melbourne
यार,
for sure.
वो वाला सिक्स जो हारिस रऊफ को हार्ड लेंथ पे
I
सामने
would
मारा,
just interrupt you, Arjun. Sorry to interrupt you, but the next comment is from Akshay Krishna, and I think it is directed to you. A question for President: why there is the need to fit 3 games in a single day while there are days with one game? To I think Akshay Krishna somewhere mentioned that you are going to be the next president or something in one of
in the
our
past
Facebook
like
live.
in the, I
So, what do
think
you think about this?
so. Firstly तो ये बताना चाहता हूँ, अक्षय is one of our closest friends and इसलिए he is trying to take a cheeky dig at us. And second thing, यार ऑफ कोर्स 3 गेम वाला चीज आई अंडरस्टैंड, बट वो ब्रॉडकास्टर्स को भी तो पैसा निकालना है, एंड हम लोग ये सोचते हैं कि लोग नहीं, फ्रॉम बिजनेस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू हम लोगों को ये भी तो देखना है कि उन लोगों को लोग कितने आ रहे हैं, कैसे आ रहे हैं, वो सब भी तो चीज़ें, गेट मनी
Yes,
रेस करना है,
yes.
एंड दे आर प्रमोट, मतलब उन लोगों को फायदा हो रहा है ऑफ कोर्स, बट दे आर प्रमोटिंग क्रिकेट समवट, तो वो सब चीज़ें भी देखना होता है. सो हाउ इट विल हेल्प एंड ब्रिंग इन मोर पीपल, वो उस वजह से होता है कि कैसे स्केड्यूल किया है उन लोग ने.
So the next question is from Nikhil Kumar and is asking, can Sri Lanka come back like they did in Asia Cup? I would like to reply this, and I think that yes, definitely they can. Like if you see in the Asia Cup, they were not looking that good in the first few matches. Then they bounced back, and once again, इस बार भी वो नमीबिया के साथ I think हारा है first match, and then they लगातार 3 मैच जीत के they were at the point of the table. Like लगातार 2 मैच they जीता, they were the point of table, and then in the first match of the Super 12s, they won it against Ireland, if I'm not wrong. But yes, the previous game they lost against Australia. But again, despite having a lot of setbacks, no Dushmanta Chamira, there was no Gunathilaka, and Madhushan ko bhi injured ho gaya tha. So Benura Fernando aaya tha, even in the previous game he was injured. So there's a lot of things that is going on, but still they are trying their best, and they are improving, they are winning, and sometimes on some situations they will lose matches. But again, you can't write this team off.
Ajay, here
You
is
can,
a question. Can we see a KL Rahul masterclass against South Africa as he enjoys the pace and bounce of Perth? I would not say anything further on KL Rahul. I leave this question to you both.
I think that is
आई
a
थिंक
cheeky
ही
day.
विल मेक अ कमबैक, मतलब ही इज
He's
टू
that.
गुड ऑफ अ प्लेयर, मतलब कि इतना बुरा बुरा आउट होना. चलो फर्स्ट गेम वाज टू मच ऑफ अ प्रेशर, एंड कंडीशंस भी थोड़ा सा अजीब था, मतलब वर्ड टेस्टिंग, एंड उस पे वो गलत तरह से आउट हुए, मतलब इट वाजंट टू ग्रेट ऑफ अ बॉल टू गेट आउट, वो इनसाइड एज होके बोल्ड हुआ. देन कल वाला गेम था उसमें वो एलबी हुए, बट बाद में रिप्ले शोड की ही वाजंट एलबी जो लो, बट ही इज टू गुड ऑफ अ प्लेयर. हम लोग बहुत मजाक उड़ा रहे हैं कि बायलैटरल बुली है या ये है वो है. बायलैटरल बुली तो रोहित शर्मा विराट कोहली के लिए भी बोला जाता था. बट
नहीं,
आई
देखो
Virat
थिंक
ऐसे
Kohli,
नहीं
yes.
नहीं देखो ऐसे क्रिटिसाइजिंग कमेंट्स लाइक फॉर द सेक ऑफ मीम और फॉर द सेक ऑफ एनीथिंग लाइक ऐसे काफी चीजें फैंस कहते हैं बट आई थिंक यू हैव टू आल्सो लुक एट द पोटेंशियल ऑफ द प्लेयर एंड व्हाट ही अंडरगोज एट दैट काइंड ऑफ सिचुएशन एंड इंडिया
also
वर्सेस
I want
पाकिस्तान
also I want to मतलब say one more thing. I
yeah
earlier in the chat I said कि हमें पंत को slot in करना चाहिए. I really want पंत को slot in करना चाहिए, but I don't know कि देखिए केएल
किसके
राहुल भी too good of a player है, but we somehow need to slot in पंत. Somehow I feel like that.
बट अगेन मैनेजमेंट के तौर से सोचा जाए आई थिंक दे आई डोंट थिंक दे विल मेक एनी चेंजेस लाइक क्योंकि विनिंग कॉम्बिनेशन है एंड वी हैव हार्डली सीन टिंकरिंग विद द विनिंग कॉम्बिनेशंस योर टेक प्रबुद्धा
Okay. What is sorry? एक बारी please. एक
या
question.
श्योर
What is the strategy of Group 2 team?
Should I take this question?
Yeah, please.
See, if we see Group 2, India is slotted at the top with 4 points, and South Africa, Zimbabwe with 3. Bangladesh has 1 point to their name. Pakistan and Netherlands are yet to get off the mark. So, if we talk about India, out of the next 3, they need to win 2. Same with South Africa and Zimbabwe. In case of Bangladesh, they need to win all 3 of their games, and that too by big margins. And for Pakistan, they will have to win their matches by big margins and then wait for the other teams and the other results to go in their favor. While speaking of Netherlands, it's quite a similar scene to Pakistan. So that's the main scene in Group 2.
So Shakir has an interesting question, and that is, what is this Mr. Bean thing going on with Pakistan versus Zimbabwe?
I think Arjun will be the best person to answer this. He was giving me insights about this today morning.
So there were यार but जो मर्जी हो meme world में तो that person got viral. So there was a I don't know he was from Pakistani descent or he was a Pakistani. I think so he went to Zimbabwe. They called him and वो आया था Mr. Bean बन के, but he was a fake Mr. Bean. And somebody on social media ranted him, and president of Zimbabwe also took a dig at it, a funny dig at it, and then कि we'll answer back on the field ऐसे कुछ करके. And obviously as
They
Pakistan
did
lost
answer
to
back.
Zimbabwe, he did answer back. They did answer back.
So there's another question coming up, and this is from Sunil again. Next, Ireland can beat Australia or New Zealand? He's asking.
See, I see that Ireland has quite done quite a well in the last few series and in the tournaments, in the matches also. They have defeated England. But first of all, against Australia, I don't think Ireland has that chance because Australia is playing in their home ground. But the match against New Zealand, I would say it would go
Okay.
close.
Are they playing at their home ground?
See, the beginning has not been that good, but they will come back. It's Australia, and it's a World Cup.
अच्छा what if Paul Sterling does something like जो फिल एलन ने किया वैसा कुछ हो गया तो
हो सकता है like if you look at their openers, Ireland के openers, they are quite attacking. Paul Sterling and Andrew Balvenie has also been quite attacking in their approach. So that can happen. But I think Australia, after that thing happened with Finn Allen, like that attack on the Australian bowlers, I think they will be more careful and will take every game as a step towards the knockouts. You know, they'll keep this thing in mind. So I don't think that happening once again.
हमें शोएब अख्तर का भी मैसेज आया
Already.
प्लीज या ब्रिंग इन दैट
So Ajay has a question, and that is, guys, any thought on Rohit Sharma's recent form? He's been good in the last game. Yeah, despite few chances here and there, he has been good.
गाइस शोएब अख्तर जी भी हमें देख रहे हैं प्लीज उनके लिए उनका भी क्वेश्चन लीजिए
Pakistan really disappointed us, as I want to see India versus Pak for finals. Everybody, I think India versus Pakistan in the finals would be one of the grandest of events that can happen in a T20 World Cup or any event.
can still happen
I would
Right now,
can
I
still
would like
happen
to give a reply. I would like to give a reply to Sohaib Akhtar sir. Since your team has returned home, you are frustrated and wanted कि India will come back in after playing the semi-finals. But ये जो इंडिया वर्सेस पाक आपने लिखा है इसमें से एक टीम तो घर चली गई है दूसरी टीम फाइनल जरूर खेलेगी और हम कप लेके जाएंगे
I hope he's not jinxing India.
Not at all. So yes, we are talking about the Rohit Sharma form. I think Ajay's question. Would you like to take it, Arijit?
Yes, about Rohit Sharma, I think he did look scratchy, in the previous game, in the first couple of hours that he batted. But again, if you see, ultimately he did score the runs. And अगर आप उनके जो quotes, जो the post match comments आप सुनेंगे, तो he said that he wasn't fully satisfied with the runs that he scored. Yes, it must have been a 50, but again the way he batted it, he did in the middle most like all of the balls. So there were a few chances as well. But again, I think Rohit Sharma अपना काम जरूर कर रहे हैं, and I am not too worried about Rohit Sharma's form, to be honest. More than that, I'm worried about India's death bowling. What are your thoughts, guys? अगर पिछले गेम में भी देखे, I think India's death bowling wasn't that very good. So I think it's still something to be worked on.
I would say we are missing a Jasprit Bumrah. A certain man named Jasprit Bumrah. We are missing him a
But
lot.
अभी क्या कर सकते हैं? I think बुमराह अभी तो फिलहाल उसको
हाँ.
ला नहीं सकते. So what can be solution, Arjun?
I think वही है कि Arshdeep, someone like Arshdeep or Shami. I think Arshdeep and Bhuvneshwar need to step up. मतलब बहुत हो गया यार. कोई भी आके कुछ भी करेगा कि 19th ओवर ये वो ऐसे ऐसे. I think it's high time. अब एंड ठीक है मतलब दे आर गेटिंग द हैंग ऑफ इट कि जो भी कंडीशंस एंड एवरीथिंग दे आर गेटिंग बेटर विद ईच मैच एंड आगे जाते जाते होता ही जाएगा बेटर एंड आई थिंक सॉल्व हो जाएगा मतलब जितना आई वाज फीलिंग कि वरी सम फैक्टर है कि इंडिया की बॉलिंग एंड जो भी है स्पेशली फास्ट बॉलिंग आई थिंक इट वुड बी बेटर कि अब साउथ अफ्रीका वाला जो गेम है जो पर्थ में है फास्ट बॉलर्स को बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छा कंडीशंस लगेगा वो एंड दे विल मेक अ स्ट्रॉन्ग केस फॉर देमसेल्फ हेडिंग इनटू द क्रूज मतलब बिजनेस एंड जिसे हम कहते हैं
Fingers crossed.
ऑफ कोर्स फिंगर्स क्रॉस्ड okay I can see one question can King Kohli score a century with against South Africa? What do you think?
King Kohli is in that kind of form. He can do anything any day.
I think he's in God mode now. He is in God mode now, and it definitely can happen.
Of course, and we aren't jinxing or anything, touch wood.
Yes,
But yeah,
yes,
touch
yeah.
Hope
wood.
so. Hope so.
And वही वाला चीज़ है कि what Prabhuda said कि it's Kohli 2.0. I think he one betters it, and this time वो trophy उठा दे.
Yes. Of course.
And captain the Rohit Sharma and not Virat Kohli. Sorry, don't take it otherwise, Virat Kohli
नहीं,
fans.
कोई बात नहीं यार मतलब ट्रॉफी के लिए कुछ भी ट्रॉफी के लिए कुछ भी
Come on,
तो
just kidding.
I think that's it. I so do let us know in the comment section कि कैसा लगा chat. How do you like the format? Uh, how do you like each one of us? And अगर कोई बुरे comments हो तो please मत देना. And do like, share and subscribe. And bell icon को भी press करना. Thank you so much. That's me signing off. On behalf of my two host anchors. Bye guys.